If you want to make a $10,000 income a month, nobody out there is going to help teach you what to do. Unfortunately, you're going to have to learn to survive on your own. But that's why I'm making videos like this, to help you guys out there in your first month to be able to reap the rewards and to be able to change your life, just like this industry changed my life. This industry took me from sleeping on a mattress to buying my own home, which was my dream, and now owning multiple homes. It took me from my car getting repossessed to not ever having to worry about buying another vehicle again. It took me to always having to check my bank account. Now sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I kind of pinch myself on what I actually have accumulated. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not the wealthiest person in this world. I'm not the most successful person in this world. But this automotive industry has changed my life, and it can change yours as well. So if you want to survive the first month as a car salesman, listen up. These are the things that you're going to need to make sure that you do to survive. First thing is some things that mentality-wise that you're going to need to make sure that you do in the first month. First thing is mindset. When you're going in and you're starting off in car sales, the type of mindset that you need to have is the mindset of a winner. Look, you're in this automotive industry to change your life, to make that $10,000 a month minimum, because you're sick and tired of living your old life, okay? So you came in this industry to win. You didn't come here to make friends. You came here to make money. So the type of mindset that I want you to have is that mindset of a champion, where you are going after number one spot. That's it. There's nothing less. We are going for number one. You're going to finish at the top of the leaderboard every single month. You might not do it in the first month, but in these next 6 months, that's what we're going to aim for. So what is your top guy at your dealership? How many cars does he sell a month right now? Is it 10? Is it 15? Is it 25? That's fine. Find out what he does and keep that in the back of your mind, because that's a number that we're going to chase. We're going to take that guy out. The second thing is going to be your appearance. Okay, what do you look like? Look, be proud when you go to work. Okay, don't look like a sloppy guy. Make sure you're dressed properly, accordingly, neat, tidy, hair's cut, shaven, beard is trimmed, whatever it may be. Look, it's pretty common sense, but just don't look sloppy, all right? If you look good, you feel good. You want to make $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month? What would that guy dress like? What would he act like? What would he talk like if he was making that type of income? Third thing is, look, I'm telling you right now, you better be ready to work hard. And that's work ethic. You better be ready to work harder than you ever have in your entire life. Okay? You gotta give this all that you got, especially at the beginning, because there's so many things that are gonna be going against you. Nobody's gonna be helping you. You're not really gonna know what to do. You know, you're gonna go through rejection. And a lot of the time, guys, is that when you get rejected, that's when people usually quit. Okay? You're gonna have to get used to people having this stigma. You're gonna need to build up your confidence. There's so many things that you're gonna need to go through. So there's one thing that you can control, that is your work ethic. You can't control your results, but what you can control is your work ethic. And that's all I want you to focus on in these beginning months, is your work ethic, okay? I want you to outwork everybody at your dealership. Next thing is, I want you to focus on training. We gotta get you to grow as quick as possible, okay? So I want you to training every single day. I want you learning about this industry, specifically what to do to succeed. And if you watch most of my videos, I go through in my videos how you can become successful, how you can set yourself up to make $100,000 income. So you need to set aside every single day to watch videos on car sales training, so that you can improve, that you can become better, that you can learn how to overcome objections, so you can learn what are the activities that you need to do every single day to set yourself up for success. Okay? Those are some of the things that you need to do. Now the other side, what you need to do as a car salesman, when you first get started in car sales in your first month, you might not get any direction. You might not know what to do. I just got off a call with one of my guys. He just started at a new dealership, and guess what? He sat in a boardroom waiting there for about 45 minutes to an hour. Manager walks in, chit-chats with them for about half an hour, gives them a manual on how to sell cars, and sends them on their way. See, this is why salespeople quit in the first month. And this guy, if I wasn't working with him, I'm guaranteeing you right now, he would probably quit too. Not because he doesn't have the ambition, not because he doesn't have the desire, but because there's no training. There's no mentorship. There's no guidance. Okay? You can't succeed just on your own in this industry, it's very tough, maybe if you're part of the 1%ers. But if you want to succeed quickly, you need somebody who's got your back. You need somebody who's training you. Why I'm making this video. First thing that you want to do is when you walk into a dealership and you just get started, first thing I'll tell you to do is find out where the key machine is, okay? Find out where they keep the keys to all of these cars. Because if you're starting off at the dealership, what I'm going to get you to do is I need you to start posting cars on Facebook Marketplace, okay? I need you to go touch all of the cars, specifically the new cars, so you get a feel for the vehicle. Look, if you don't believe in the product that you're selling, then you're never going to be able to sell anything at all. People can smell bullshit from a mile away. So these new vehicles, you're going to need to touch them, feel them. You are going to need to drive them, just like your client does as well. So you make sure that you believe in your new car product, okay? Especially, and the used cars, also you're going to need the keys so you can also take photos so we can get these cars up on Facebook Marketplace, okay? Next thing is find out where the dealer plates are. What are dealer plates? Dealer plates you're going to need to go on a test drive with a client. So find out where these are. Typically in most dealerships, if you don't have a dealer plate, you cannot take your customer on a test drive. Okay, so find out where that is. Next thing is inventory. Make sure you go online, check all of your used cars. How many used cars do you have at your dealership right now? Is it 30? Is it 40? Is it 50? How many new cars do you have in stock right now? What type of models do you have in stock right now? Find out what your inventory is. The reason I'm telling you to go on your online on your inventory right now is because I'm also going to want you to get these cars on Marketplace as quick as possible. Now there's two ways that you can do that. You can either go out and take photos, or what you can do is you can just copy and paste the photos off the dealership's website. Okay, but right now it's all about speed. It's about getting your results right now. So I'm gonna want you to do both. Next thing, meet the staff. Okay, make sure you introduce yourself to the staff. Make sure you introduce yourself to the receptionist, to the service managers. Very important. Okay, because if you have a client who comes in and they have an issue with one of their vehicles, you're gonna need to make sure that you have a little bit of a rapport with the service manager. It always helps. Finance managers, make sure you introduce yourself to the finance managers. Okay, make sure they know who you are. And of course, make sure your sales managers know who you are. And also make sure you introduce yourself to the general manager of the dealership. Next thing is find out about your guest sheet. So what is a guest sheet? Guest sheet is basically what I call it. You could call it investigation sheet. You could call it a qualifying sheet. But find out what this is, because this is going to set the foundation for your success. This is basically a sheet that should walk you through a series of questions that you ask your client when they come into the dealership. So after you've asked all those questions and you've received the answers, you're then able to land the client on the right vehicle. Okay, basically it's very similar to like you getting a massage. Okay, when you go to get a massage, there's a questionnaire that you fill out. So then the person who is the masseuse, when they're doing a massage, they know what your pain points are. They know where to spend a lot of their time on, right? They ask you all these questions. So you need to figure out what that is as well. Without this, it's going to be very tough to succeed. Okay, you can do it, whatever, remember it. But what I found is that it makes you seem a lot more presentable and a lot more professional when you have an actual piece of paper. Now, are you going to run through this guest sheet like a robot? Of course not. This is basically just a rapport building tool. And at your dealership, if you don't have a good guest sheet or an investigation sheet or whatever you want to call it, you know what? Comment below. I'll make sure I send you the one that we use so this can help you out. At the end of the day, I want to make sure from this video you get enough value so we can set you up for success in your first month as a car salesman. And last but not least, find out typically what your process is at your dealership, okay? Because your managers are going to have manageritis, okay? You have to follow the process, and you should follow the process, but that's why I want to make sure that you find out what your dealership's process is. What do I mean by that? I mean, sometimes if you just run to your manager for numbers, they won't give you numbers if you don't follow the process, right? So find out what their process is. What do they want you to do? Typically before you go to the managers for numbers, before you go on a test drive, and before you sell that car. Okay, if you want to land a good impression with your managers, with your staff, with your GM, make sure you are following the process, guys. I cannot emphasize that enough. Find out what that is. Look, at the end of the day, this business changed my life, and it can change yours as well. But I've seen so many people quit. So many people that probably could have changed their lives and probably still want to, and probably that are still struggling. But why did they quit? Because they didn't get the training that they needed. Okay? So follow along for my videos for more training, And if you feel like you got some value from this, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, I'll see you later.